Most people are controlled by emotions they don't even realize they're experiencing. Anger, fear, insecurity, embarrassment. These reactions rise up instantly, and without awareness, they dictate decisions, behavior, and even long-term habits. Emotional awareness is the ability to notice what you feel in the moment it appears. It means recognizing the early signs of tension in your body, the shift in your thoughts, and the stories your mind suddenly starts telling you. When you lack emotional awareness, your reactions become automatic. You lash out without thinking. You shut down without choosing. You avoid challenges without understanding why. Your emotions take the wheel, and you follow blindly. But when you observe emotions instead of drowning in them, everything changes. You begin to understand the triggers behind your feelings. You see patterns in your reactions. You learn where your fears come from and why certain things provoke you. Most importantly, you create a gap between what you feel and what you do. That gap is where emotional stability begins. With emotional awareness, you stop being controlled by impulses. You start responding instead of reacting. You gain the ability to stay calm even when life pushes your limits. Awareness is the first step to becoming unshakable, because you can't change what you can't see, and you can't control what you don't understand.
Detachment is not about caring less, it's about caring clearly. Most emotional turmoil comes from over-identifying with thoughts, outcomes, or the behavior of other people. When you attach your peace to things you cannot control, you become reactive, unstable, and easily thrown off balance. True detachment creates space between what happens and how you respond. You stop clinging to expectations, stop personalizing every setback, and stop assuming every situation is a reflection of your worth. Instead, you see events as information, not attacks. You stay grounded even when emotions rise. Detachment is the art of being fully present, fully engaged, but not emotionally hijacked. It allows you to make decisions with clarity instead of panic, to listen without defensiveness, and to walk away when needed without guilt or fear. It is strength without numbness, calm without apathy, and stability without isolation.
Most people see stressful events as threats, but emotionally strong individuals learn to reinterpret them as opportunities. Cognitive reframing is the ability to shift your perspective, consciously choosing a mindset that empowers rather than weakens you. Instead of reacting with panic, frustration, or self-pity, you step back and ask, what can this teach me? How can this help me grow? What advantage can I create from this? This shift doesn't magically remove stress, but it transforms how your brain processes it. Challenges become training, setbacks become data, and pressure becomes a catalyst for growth. Emotional stability isn't about avoiding stress, it's about mastering the way your mind interprets it. Reframing turns emotional chaos into clarity, giving you control where others collapse.
Emotional stability isn't only a mental skill, it's deeply rooted in your biology. Your nervous system decides whether you react with panic, freeze under stress, or stay composed and decisive. Most people collapse emotionally because their bodies are stuck in a constant fight or flight mode, triggered by overstimulation, poor habits, and unresolved stress. Training your nervous system means teaching your body that pressure is not a threat. Through controlled breathing, cold exposure, grounding techniques, and gradual exposure to discomfort, you can rewire your stress response. Over time, situations that once overwhelmed you become manageable, even easy. A calm body leads to a calm mind. When your physiology is stable, your thoughts stay sharp,
your emotions stay balanced, and challenges feel less intimidating. This is how true emotional resilience is built, by strengthening not just your mind, but the system that powers it.
Most people believe control comes from fighting, resisting, or forcing life to go a certain way. But this constant resistance drains energy, increases stress, and makes emotional stability impossible. Radical acceptance doesn't mean liking what happens or giving up. It means acknowledging reality without emotional denial. When you accept the situation as it is, you remove the emotional chaos that comes from wishing it were different. Acceptance clears your mind, allowing you to focus on what you can influence instead of wasting energy on what you can't. It transforms frustration into clarity, panic into perspective, and helplessness into strategic action. The strongest people aren't the ones who win every battle. They're the ones who understand which battles actually matter. Radical acceptance gives you the power to respond wisely, stay grounded under pressure, and move forward without being emotionally hijacked by events outside your control.
Most people think emotional stability is about staying calm in any situation, but true stability often starts much earlier, with the boundaries you set. When you allow everyone access to your time, emotions, and attention, you become vulnerable to the chaos of their moods and demands. You end up reacting instead of choosing. Boundaries are not walls, they're filters. They let in what strengthens you and block what drains you. When you say no to unnecessary drama, toxic people, or unrealistic expectations, you're not being selfish, you're preserving your mental and emotional foundation. Strong boundaries give you space to think clearly, act deliberately, and protect your energy from being scattered. Without them, you constantly absorb the emotional turbulence of others. With them, you become steady, focused, and unshakable, because your inner world is no longer controlled by the outside world.
Most people react impulsively to situations, letting emotions dictate their words and actions. This often escalates conflict, drains energy, and reinforces stress. The discipline of pausing means creating a mental space between stimulus and response. By taking a moment to breathe, reflect, and assess, you could respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Over time, this practice builds emotional stability, self-control, and a deep sense of inner calm that nothing can easily shake.
Many people live their lives seeking approval, praise, or recognition from others, tying their self-worth to external validation. This dependence makes them fragile, reactive, and constantly at the mercy of other people's opinions. Developing internal validation means grounding your sense of worth in your own values, choices, and principles. When you no longer need external approval to feel confident, your mind becomes unshakable and your emotional stability deepens. You respond to the world from a place of strength rather than insecurity.
Just like a vaccine trains the body to resist disease, controlled exposure to stress trains the mind to handle life's pressures. Many people avoid discomfort at all costs, which leaves them fragile and unprepared for inevitable challenges. Stress inoculation involves intentionally facing manageable stressors through difficult tasks, physical challenges, or uncomfortable conversations to build resilience. Over time, the mind learns that stress is temporary and manageable, creating a foundation of unshakable emotional stability and confidence.
Emotional stability begins with trusting yourself, your decisions, instincts, and ability to handle challenges. Without self-trust, even small setbacks can create doubt, anxiety, and overthinking. Building self-trust means consistently following through on commitments, honoring your own judgment, and learning from mistakes without harsh self-criticism. When you trust yourself deeply, your mind becomes resilient, your emotions steady, and your confidence unshakable, no matter what life throws your way.